So the new unit is IT and society, yeah, and LO1 is understand how IT has changed the way people live and work, yeah, analyze the significant developments in IT in the last 50 years, evaluate how IT has changed society over last 50 years, explain how IT has changed the way people work in the last 50 years, yeah. So the indicative contents like computer and society, explaining digital citizenship, community and the information age, gender, age, culture, impact of IT in society, understand the environment, explaining the impact of information technology, uh, the impact of the information age to social groups, IT-induced changes for individuals' everyday life, at home, at school, at the workplace. Yeah. So, do you want to say something about the how the way people live now and work as compared to 50 years ago?
Yeah, well, 50 years ago, they would have had computers, I guess,
Yeah.
50 years ago, wouldn't they? But they would have been very basic in what they can do.
Yeah.
Whereas today, the whole thing with computers it's everywhere, isn't it? It's at work, it's when
Yeah.
you're traveling, it's
Yeah.
it's most people now carry a phone with them, so it's constantly with you.
Yeah.
And also as well, not not that long ago, IT was seen as a sort of a little bit of a nerd's sort of hobby, wasn't it? A bit geeky, but now it's sort of mainstream.
Yeah. Yeah. And more.
It's changed the way businesses operate. They can do more with less less staff. People have lost their jobs because of computers. Computers have taken people's jobs and so on. It's changed the way we do our shopping. More people do online shopping now than ever.
Yeah.
With the high street is it's fading, it's slowly fading away.
Yeah.
I think in another, I don't know, maybe another 50 years time, who knows, will there be a high street?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, because there's a lot of businesses that are closing down now.
Yeah. So.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. And it has not only changed, the business, but it has changed the other aspects as well, like a social as well. Yeah. And social aspects as well, isn't it?
yeah, people people date. They do online dating.
Yeah.
That online dating now is socially accepted. It's considered the
And one more thing, the children initially used to play outside the home. Yeah. And they used to play with, let's say football and other things, and moms used to, drag them inside home, that come home, it's, getting evening. Yeah.
yeah.
And nowadays, parents want to kick their children to go out and play, yeah, instead of, sitting on the tablets, but still children don't go out.
No, they don't. But
You agree this? And have you seen that picture, somewhere on the Facebook as well?
yeah. It is sad. And my son, who's 3 now, I try and encourage him to stay away from the computers and to try and get him to go outside. And he likes doing it. He's an outside person.
Yeah.
because I had all that. I played outside. I did all that, and that's the way I want it for him. How long that will last, I don't know.
Yeah. So obviously there are two aspects. One is the positive aspect and other is the negative aspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technologically, business wise, the IT has, given a very much, support as compared to 50 years. However, socially, or maybe mentally, it has also devastated, dangerously to human as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So obviously there are always, the advantages and disadvantages. So let us start formally. So how it has changed? For example, it has given a digital citizenship. Yeah. So that digital citizenship can be defined as a norm of appropriate, responsible behavior with regards to technology use. So how they use, like they have got a full electronic participation in the society. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like electronic participation, for example, previously there used to be a kind of, manual invitation letters, like, the cards, Christmas cards, or, for example, if there is any wedding, and then people used to go to the door to door and handing over, the wedding cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nowadays it has become a full electronic participation. If anything is to be scheduled, then that's done, electronically, and there is no way to get it done via, manually. For example, we schedule our, classes, and everywhere, everything is nowadays done, on computers, like a GP appointment, the any other appointment, that's done fully electronic. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And like you said, electronic commerce, electronic buying and selling of goods, yeah, digital communication, electronic exchange of information, yeah.
Yeah.
So communication can be any. For example, you communicate, via messaging, yeah, and that's it. Digital literacy, process of teaching and learning about the technology and the use of technology, yeah. Then
Yeah.
digital etiquette, like electronic standards of conduct or procedure. So like, at some point, you can't do anything, only they accept the electronic things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, farms and other things, there isn't any substitute. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Then, yeah. Then digital law, electronic responsibility for actions and deeds. Yeah. So within the society, yeah, in the citizenship of digital, age, the law also exists. Yeah. So how the law exists? Obviously, everything is being done according to the law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from the hackers and intruders, actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Digital rights and responsibilities, those freedoms extended to everyone in a digital world. So everyone has got the, is responsible, and everyone has got the rights for them. For example, freedom of expression. Yeah. Freedom of expression, that people want to say something about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the rights, yeah, and responsibilities. For example, responsibilities that you cannot humiliate anyone. Yeah. You cannot, expose the disrespect publicly. Yeah. And if you are doing so, and somebody, reports on the social media, whatsoever the platform is, then by the procedure of the report, that's being, considered as a violation of the terms and conditions. You understand?
Yeah, and you can get banned.
Yeah, get banned, or your reports, or your videos, or your, posts, they are get deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah. digital health and wellness, physical and psychological well-being in digital technology world. So digital health and wellness may be, improved by using the physical and psychological, means. Any idea?
Not sure.
As far as we are explaining the digital aspects of the within the society. So health wise, maybe our electronic equipments or digital equipments, yeah, and somehow certain use of technology, or maybe the contents could improve the psychological problems.
Like like mental health, that sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that. Like, if we don't look at these words, yeah, and if we look at the health and wellness, can we think about that, like if there is IT and internet, yeah, then how it can affect?
It can. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying there. It can affect people in the wrong ways, can't it? People can
Positively, yeah, positively,
yeah.
the health and the wellness, the psychologicalness can be improved using the IT. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, maybe using the more information, for example, yeah, the health tutorials, the health information, yeah, the problems related with the psychology and how to improve them. Probably, all this information being available could be the one of the, positive aspect, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I've found out stuff related to health on the internet, and I've not had to go and see a doctor
Yeah,
because I've been able to sort it out myself.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, like, today, my little one, got itching and, watery eyes, yeah.
Yeah,
And as she woke up, yeah, I
yeah,
was, the very concerned, and I was, worried that any eye infection has been, you know, occurred. So I made an appointment at quarter to 1 o'clock, yeah, quarter to one. And around 12 o'clock, when I did some searching on the internet, then the it was given an info that the ear duct, yeah, of children is normally closed, and it opens up to 1 year. Probably you might need a simple massage in order to open the uh, ear duct, yeah,
yeah,
eye duct, yeah. I think it's a
yeah,
medical term, yeah. So there are some holes, and what happens when the children uh, get any dust or anything, and then naturally when the water comes from the eyes, in order to clean the eyes automatically, but unfortunately the small, like babies, their pores are not open. So the conclusion was that it was a common thing, and I became relaxed, and even I canceled the appointment, that we should do some techniques and tips in order to create the clean the eyes, and do some massaging to the eyes, so that this problem should be resolved. Yeah. So
good.
digital, that really help, and save the time, and save the from any tension.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got that sorted.
Yeah, yeah. So because of the digital, things, then
Yeah,
digital security is self-protection, electronic precautions to guarantee safety. Yeah, like
yeah,
maybe one of the your passwords on your computer, password on your mobile phone, it gives you guarantee that nobody would be checking your messages except your wife.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
she she can't check my messages, so she doesn't know any of my passwords.
But obviously you can't hide the password, can you?
It's recommended you don't give your password to anyone.
But do you dare to hide?
No, I don't. I know I've got nothing to hide. But if my wife said she wanted to see all my accounts, I would let her see them.
I know, but do you dare to hide?
No,
You can't.
no,
Yeah. So
no. You can never hide.
yeah, but it's for this slide is made for someone else, not for not secure from the wives.
Yeah.
Good. So now community and the information age, gender, age, culture, how they are affected, the internet and the ICT regulation. So information ICT, yeah, information computing technology. ICT stands for
Information communication technology.
yeah. So
But they don't use that so much now, do they? They tend to just say IT.
basically, there's a mix up of wordings as well. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's why I wanted to check it that ICT is used most of the time interchangeably and
Yeah.
even sometimes they use information and computer technology.
Yeah.
Because most of the institutes they use this is the ICT department. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Information and computing technologies. So they have mixed
Mm.
up. That's why it really depends how we use. So normally, when we say internet and information and communication technology, yeah, that has made a revolution. Why we say that information and communication technology? Uh, there is again, a little conflict, yeah,
Yeah.
because the information is passed on communication technology. What they do when they do the telecommunications, yeah, basically this has been drawn from the communication department.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, that there used to be lots of department, information department, communication department, and technology. These things. That's why the things have become uh, having different forms. But simply internet and use of let's say computers, computer
Mm.
technology. Yeah, have
Yeah.
created a sovereign in individuals. Yeah, individuals who are empowered because they have access to new learning opportunities. So
Yeah.
IT gives the new learning opportunities, are able to sell their own ideas, services or products directly to others, and can access medical information to make their own choices about healthcare. For example, the first paragraph is suitable with my scenario today.
Yeah.
Yeah. These sovereign individuals also have reliable and up-to-date information about the government policies and programs that allow them to become better citizens. Yeah. Like for
Yeah.
example, I tried to cancel the appointment and I saved the appointment, the slot for my GP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this helped. Moreover, the convenience and the anonymity uh, provided by the internet have led some people to turn into the internet for emotional and psychological needs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The net has become a means and method not only for doing business but also for reaching people on social and personal level. The latter has elicited some concern in the field of psychiatry.
Yeah.
Psychiatry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Now, communication and information again. So, how will the internet affect the family? Now we do one by one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Technology allows families living in different locations to stay in touch with each other. Yeah. We are now able to send text messages to relatives all over the world. Those who are working overseas are able to keep in touch with their families back home via internet. Children are able to learn more about their parents' home country via the internet. And more interesting, we can also use the messaging by sitting in same room. Yeah. And for example, if you are on a an invitation, then if you want to leave, then you can send a text message, for example, to your wife that now we need to leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can receive the message as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm glad my wife's out tonight because otherwise she might overhear all this.
Maybe you can receive a message that don't disturb, we want to stay few more hours here, and you will not be sending a message again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this really affects the family,
Yeah.
worldwide as well as locally.
Yeah.
Good. So, but it also cannot be denied that the recent years people have been spending less time with their families because of information and work overload.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because what happens, if you are sitting in a room, and for example, if you are, if you are with your wife and if you are with your kid, then probably you would be using your phone, and he would be using, her phone, and kid may be, looking at them that what they are going to do.
Yeah. It's
But
not good. It's not good, is it, that?
But it happens, I can say about myself that me, my wife, sometimes, both busy on the phone, and probably our little one is, trying to see that what they are doing.
Yeah. I'm the same as well, but I try to cut back. What I try and do is if I go out at the weekend,
Yeah,
I leave my phone at home.
that's good. Yeah. No, that's why, I'm taking this example on myself. I'm not.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, I do try every so often to try and not do it, but it's difficult.
Yeah, sometimes because when you expect, lots of communication, when you need to check an expected email, yeah,
Yeah.
any of the purchase, any of social media update, any of happening, so you always literally you try to get an update every minute sometime.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And that's why the for example, thanks to the technology, like to push notifications. Yeah,
Yeah.
push notifications are those when you get a notification on your mobile from any app. Yeah, your life, even when you are waiting for the a call and you are waiting for the message, then your life becomes easy, that oh, I was expecting this call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So work takes more and more time, and even when family member is physically present, work is intrusive, preoccupying, and unpredictable. So Richie believes that a new family now requires a complex set of logistical arrangements for the various members to respond to the economy's new demands. Richie is, some perhaps a person who that's the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, nevertheless, although the emerging economy is more stressful, it generates more opportunities to earn more money for talented men and women alike. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because of it, the life has become, stressful, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So almost all women now have the option of having a job and need not be entirely dependent on a male breadwinner. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So gender and racial issues in employment may soon be a thing of the past. Talent is what matters most. So, like having the usage of information technology, yeah, this has also created an opportunities, yeah, as well as has reduced the gender based discriminations, and also it has created an equal opportunities as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, like we are discussing the age, gender, and culture. Yeah.
Mm.
So sitting from anywhere, possibly, like for example, if it is vulnerable for example women, some working places are vulnerable for women, then probably the same role could be done via remotely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is the impact of IT on communities? ICTs make possible communities not bound by space. Yeah. In these communities of choice, proximity is not a factor of intimacy. Yeah. So
Mm.
the there is no limitation of the space using the IT in the communities. You can increase the communities anywhere, city-wise, country-wise, worldwide, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Examples of communities of choice are web forums, news groups, and mailing lists, which are generally organized topically. Yeah, so you can find any of the discussion forum on any topic. It's not difficult to find the relevant topic forum, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy to find.
So strangers who have similar interests are encouraged to read each other's messages and communicate, giving each other advice, information, and updates. Yeah. So because we're talking about the communities, that how it has helped.
Yeah.
Forums for all fields of interest or concerns and issues exist online, and a person can find others similarly situated with whom to form possible friendships based on common interests or support groups if suffering from affiliations, rare or otherwise. So like you said, the dating sites and other things, they have been, encouraged to use. Yeah.
Yeah.
For this reason, Costello Castles uh, tends to disagree. He is one of the, for example, the writer that internet use lowers social interaction and causes greater social isolation. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So like we discussed earlier, that's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And yeah. So
Yeah.
he disagrees that in certain circumstances, perhaps for individuals suffering from addiction or dependence, internet use tends to become suitable for other social activities. So overall, on the communities, they have a good impact, and obviously there is a bad impact as well. But,
Yeah.
the ratio of good impact is more as compared to the negative aspects, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Do other communication technologies affect societies the way the internet does? A mode of communication that is more prevalent in the developing world than the computer-based internet is the mobile phone. Okay. In most of the Asia, the mobile phone has become a familiar gadget. Interestingly, mobile phones are not used for making voice calls but also for short messages. It is believed that in developing world, more people will access the internet via mobile phones than computers. That's true. And for example, what I see that I get a chance to look at someone's, the YouTube channel, and even the YouTube channel was based on a kind of educational, purpose, but more than 70% usage of the YouTube channel was, done via mobiles.
Yeah.
So it happens, and nowadays, like they said, like other communication technologies affect the societies. So mobile is one of them. Yeah.
I would say I probably use my mobile phone more than I do my laptop.
Yeah. So I would now likewise, in the similar way, I wouldn't agree that mobile is the other communication technology. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Like, the mobile is also a computer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Previously, it used to be a mobile only for voice and text messaging, but it's now a kind of mini computer. So, however, we can say that a kind of variant in IT. Yeah. So, it is believed that in developing world, more people will access the internet via mobile phones than the computers. Castells observes that cell telephony also fits social patterns organized around communities of choice and individualized interaction based on the selection of time, place, partners of the interaction. So, the pattern of social, things is really dependent on the area where it is used. Okay. In addition, like means everyone has their own, hobbies, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
In addition, the development of wireless internet increases the possibility of personalized networking to a broader range of social situations. So, wireless internet access means Wi-Fi, like when you go to any shopping centers, and they are more encouraged to use. The people are more encouraged to use the Wi-Fi at their shopping centers, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't like using it though.
Whether you like or not, but sometimes if you have if you are abroad, for example, your family is in UK, and your family really wants you to show them, and you don't have the international roaming data. Would you
right, yeah.
would you still not try to use?
No, I would use it then, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I would still use it, yeah.
so wireless internet access publicly is basically the priority. This enhances the capacity of individuals to rebuild sources of social mobility from the bottom up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the information technology environment framework, the IT environment framework is used to help the IT professionals identify and understand the most fundamental concepts associated with the design, delivery, operations, and support of various different IT operating environments, which are considered critical to most of IT organizations. So, IT environment is the basically key role player. Yeah.
Yeah.
So IT infrastructure is basically behind this environment. Yeah. It is frequently argued that the highly controlled and repeatable operating environments are the foundation for all successful IT delivery in enterprise of any size, regardless of their industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the highly controlled operating environment is basically behind the success of IT delivery, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like for example, if you are in a shopping center and their internet is hardly, for example, if you are in airline, yeah, they give like a very slow internet free of cost and for 15 MB.
Yeah.
But if in the shopping center you are provided the full Wi-Fi, yeah, very fast Wi-Fi, and people do the video chatting as well, then this helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So this framework helps identify the similarities and differences between such environments in an effort to shed light on common patterns that ultimately lead IT organizations and their enterprises to higher levels of efficiency and quality while simultaneously assisting in the reduction operating costs. So IT, not only the example I am taking is just for the shopping center, but the IT environment itself
Mm.
plays a major role, yeah. And if it is provided efficiently, then it increases the efficiency of the organization as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So impact of information age to social groups, the impact of information technology and electronic commerce on business models, commerce, market structure, workplace, labor market, education, private life, and societies directly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So information age has a direct, you know, impact on what? Business models, commerce, market structure, workplace, labor market, education, private life, so almost everywhere, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Except
Uh, health.
uh,
Sorry, was it a question?
the information technology, has impact on everywhere, business models, commerce, market structure, workplace, labor market, education, private life, and society directly. Anything except,
It can't. It can have. It can only have a small impact on your health, can't it? Really, technology.
no, well, so except if you are living a wild life, yeah, and then it will not have any impact on you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, uh, like you said that you leave your mobile, yeah, at home when you go on holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So now next is business models, commerce, and market structure. One important way in which information technology is affecting work is by reducing the importance of distance. Thus, obviously, when you do the business using e-commerce, then distance doesn't matter. In many industries, the geographic distribution of work is changing significantly. So, workplace and labor market, computers and communication technologies allow individuals to communicate with one another in ways complementary to traditional face-to-face, telephonic, and written modes. They enable collaborative work involving distributed communities of actors whom seldom, if ever, meet physically. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
So even this information technology uh, has no barrier of such things, isn't it?
Mm, yeah, yeah.
They don't need to see each other, yeah, and without meeting physically, they can do anything they want.
Yeah.
Private life and society, increasing representation of a wide variety of content in digital form results in easier and cheaper duplication and distribution of information. This has mixed effect on the provision of contents of private life and society. For example, this information is, willingly or unwillingly affecting to the private life and society, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Education advances in information technology will affect the craft of teaching by complementing rather than eliminating traditional classroom instructions. Indeed, the effective instructor acts in a mixture of roles. In one role, the instructor is a supplier of services to the students who might be regarded as his customers.
Yeah.
And so it does not eliminate the classroom instructions, but it basically complements it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
we assume that we are in a classroom. You are learner. Yeah, I am tutor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the complement thing is that it has made it possible to become a remote learning process, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I prefer doing this kind of study than going to college
Yeah,
because I just find in college there's quite a lot of wasted time.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? There's so many things you do that are a waste of time.
yeah,
And I just prefer this way. I'm enjoying this a lot more than what I did when I went to college.
yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But obviously there is a kind of limitation in the education if you want to get any master's degree. Yeah,
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I mean for this part of the course, this part of education is
is
fine.
definitely
But yeah, I
important.
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And again, even those masters and PhD degrees, they cannot be achieved without the use of information technology.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Everyday life at home, at school, at workplace, it's very easy to define, but let's do one by one. Yeah, the IT has turned our existence upside down. It has revolutionized communications to the extent that it is now our preferred medium of everyday communication. Yeah,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you are fighting. For example, I take this example of me. For example, if I'm not talking to my wife or she's not talking to me because of any dispute, and if she needed something, yeah, or I needed something, instead of having a word directly, probably I could send a message. I need this blah blah. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the preferred medium is nowadays, the IT,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Even uh, for example, if somebody says to me, if you are going to ESDA, then buy this. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then I always say to my send me a text message. I would read, and listen to you, and read, your messages. Whatever you would say, I would follow it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the preferred medium of communication has become the IT rather than memory and the verbal things.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Definitely.
So in almost everything we do, we use the internet. Ordering
Yeah.
a pizza, buying a television, sharing a moment with a friend, sending a picture over the instant messaging. Before the internet, if you wanted to keep up with the news, you had to walk down to the news stand when it opened in the morning and buy a local edition reporting what had happened the previous day. But today, a click or two is enough to read your local paper and any news source from anywhere in the world, updated up to that minute,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Uh, Internet itself has been transformed in its early days, which from the historical perspective are still relatively recent. It was a static network designed to shuttle a small write of bytes or short messages between two terminals. It was a repository of information where content was published and maintained only by expert coders today. However, the immense quantities of information are uploaded and downloaded over this electronic leviathan, and the content is very much our own. For now, we all are commentators, publishers, and creators. So that is the difference between the age of information today and 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So like 50 years ago, like in 70s, maybe the 80s, when the computer was made, it was used by expert coders only, and probably and hardly they were able to send a just simple text message between the static networks, like between the army used to do like some very small codes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what
That's
you mean.
the difference, that the IT at that time was used to convey a little messages, very short messages, and the expert coders were used to decode it. And now you see everything, every information uploaded, and you have become the publisher, commentator, and creators of the information of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That was about the IT induced changes for individuals. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's good that we have finished the LO1 tonight, and today is Wednesday, and let me see the. Hopefully, next week, we will be able to finish the LO2 and LO3, and the week following, what I believe that even on 24th, the LO1 from another unit, LO2 would be on the Wednesday 26th, and LO3 on Monday 31st of December is can be completed if everything is fine. You are available and I'm available, and as we discussed that we will complete all these units by the end of this year. So we'll try our best. Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't know if this helped you, but I finish work. I break up on the 21st.
Okay.
And I go back to work on the 2nd. So between those two dates, I might be able to do a couple more evenings.
Okay.
Because if I haven't got work the next day, or I haven't been to work, I've got a lot more energy.
Okay.
So, but it's got to fit in with you as well. So just so you know, if it helps you.
Yeah, you mean that if you want me, let me close the recording for the session now, and because the session is done. And do you have any questions from the session?
No, there's no questions. No.
That's fine. One moment.